When George Floyd was murdered last year, former President Trump's initial reaction was about the same as most Americans across the country. He was outraged and surprisingly empathetic. In one of his first on-camera interviews on the topic, he told Sean Hannity it was hard for him to even view the video of Floyd's death, saying, "I couldn't really watch it for that long a period of time. It was over 8 minutes. Who could watch that?" He also said, "It doesn't get any more obvious or it doesn't get any worse than that." In fact, he initially condemned Derek Chauvin and said, "I just left a big group of top sheriffs and law enforcement people in the country and nobody was sticking up for what he did." According to a new book, it wasn't until Trump met privately with his advisors who proposed a toned down version of his disgust that he would shortly after that change his heart and his mind and tweet, "These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd and I won't let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that the military is with him all the way, any difficulty, and we will assume control. But when the looting starts, the shooting starts." This was after the protest and some rioting had started, actually. Joining me now is Phil Rucker, who with his co-author Carol Lennick have penned this brilliant new book, "I Alone Can Fix It, Donald J. Trump's Catastrophic Last Year." And they say that kind of Trump is, or paint a picture of Trump being obsessed with optics above all else, and that dictates a lot of what he does in that last year. Thank you so much for joining me, Mr. Rucker. I really appreciate it. It was fascinating to read because it just adds so much reporting to what we kind of followed in the news, people who follow the news like you and I. But you know, the part that struck me first was in chapter 7, because you do get, you know, to pull back the curtain on how he was considering Floyd. And I think it was a moment where he walked up to the line of true empathy. Talk to us about that portion of the book.
Well, first of all, it's great to be with you tonight. Thanks so much for having me. And I'm glad that you zeroed in on this portion of the book because it was one of the most remarkable periods in what was a historic year of crisis for former President Trump. You're correct in that he began to show a little bit of empathy behind the scenes in the immediate aftermath of George Floyd's murder. He saw the video like all the rest of us did and had, according to our reporting, something of a human reaction as he saw it with his aides, and yet he almost immediately tried to think about how does he capitalize on this for his own political and personal benefit? How does he show himself to be strong? And that's where we saw the law and order messaging come forth. That's when the peaceful protesters were cleared out of Lafayette Square by force in order for him to do that photo op across the street at St. John's Church holding up a Bible. And one of the most startling things that my co-author Carol and I learned in our reporting for this book is the extent to which Trump was pressuring the defense secretary, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the attorney general to actually deploy active duty military troops on the streets of America's cities to try to go after Black Lives Matter protesters. We were struck how much President Trump wanted to use the military against American citizens who were protesting the racial injustice.
And in fact, in your epilogue, you say that is one of his only regrets, that he did not actually use the military and use them right off the bat.
That's exactly right. Carol and I interviewed Donald Trump a couple months after he left office down at Mar-a-Lago, and we asked him if he had regrets about the coronavirus pandemic, his handling of COVID, the hundreds of thousands of people who lost their lives on his watch. And surprisingly, he said no, he had no regrets over how he handled COVID. And yet his one regret from 2020 was that he didn't send the military into Portland and Seattle and Minneapolis and Washington and all those other cities where BLM demonstrations were taking place, because he thought that the military would have a stronger response, would go after the protesters, would restrain them. I mean, that was just chilling to hear, because we don't, in normal times, we do not ever see a president use U.S. troops against American citizens who are exercising their First Amendment rights to protest something in this country.
And as you point out in the book, you know, there's some who think of Stephen Miller as the Rasputin-esque character in Trump's ears, saying evil things. But it was interesting to see how much Miller was egging him on, even as the generals were trying to pull him back from putting these troops in the street. And it was, they had, according to your reporting, they had, developed all these stats that they would throw at him to keep him from doing this.
Yeah.
It was just a fascinating thing, because it felt to me in reading it like we were just one split decision away from this happening.
We were. That's exactly right. There's a moment in the book, a scene that we describe in the Oval Office, where Stephen Miller is egging on Trump to try to get him to commit to a military response to the BLM protests. And he said that he told the president that he should invoke the Insurrection Act in order to do so. And General Mark Milley, who's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest ranking military officer in the United States, he spoke up and he said to Miller, "You don't know what you're talking about. Shut the F up." He said, "There's not an insurrection right now. There are demonstrations in a few cities. That is not an insurrection." And then he pointed across the room in the Oval Office to a portrait of Abraham Lincoln that was hanging on the wall. And he said, "That guy had an insurrection," meaning the Civil War. You don't have an insurrection today.
So I want to switch gears and play something for you. This is sound of Trump on Saturday in Phoenix. He's clinging to the several false election claims, and I want to get your opinion of what is happening here based on what you learned in your reporting from this book.
We want to demand a full forensic audit of the results of Maricopa County, and I predict when the votes come in, and that's her in the Senate, I think they're going to be so horrible that she's going to go 3 steps further than she ever thought she'd have to. 37,000 requests made to the server in a single day. Think of that. Erasing the data permanently for the entire period surrounding the election. The county has, for whatever reason, also refused to produce the network routers. We want the routers, Sonny. Wendy, we got to get those routers, please.
So, what's happening here?
It's hard not to laugh, but that is a serious matter. I mean, this is a former president. He lost the election in November. He left office in January, and now 7 months later, he's still not over his loss. And he's claiming falsely, with no evidence, that he won the election, that it was stolen from him. What you saw there in Arizona is he's referencing the so-called audit that has been taking place in that state, but it is not an official audit. It is not an official recount. It's a procedure that's being backed by a privately financed effort. It has no legal standing, but they are nevertheless, purporting to be counting the votes that are there. But the votes have already been counted in Arizona, and Joe Biden won that state. And what Trump is doing is he's fanning the flames of misinformation with his supporters, and he's trying to convince his tens of millions of supporters around the country that the Arizona result is somehow going to be flipped at the end of this private, unofficial, quote unquote, audit process, and that he could end up coming into office. Now, he's also fixating on the routers, on the computer networks, and the different pieces of software and information that were used in the vote counting process, I think as a way to just muddy the waters and suggest to his supporters that there was some sort of wrongdoing. But again, there has been no evidence of the kind of fraud or wrongdoing that he is purported to have taken place.
Philip Rucker, thanks again for joining me, and congratulations on an amazing book. It's a big one, but it's a breezy read for 500 pages. Thank you so much.
Good to be with you. See ya.
Thank you. Next up, an incredible fight for restitution in California. You're watching Prime on BNC.